the goddamn button? Push the goddamn button!
I like to pick y'all brains, ladies, just because I'm curious as to if we're all on the same playing field, or if some of us are kind of off in our own little world, picking pieces of what we think is sufficient enough for us and an extra addition to our lifestyle. Roll the footage.
Because this is the mistake women make. You marry him and now you're always undressing in front of him. You marry him and now you're always in the house 24/7 where he can see you. You marry him and he always knows where you are. You marry him and he always knows what you're up to. That's boring. It's boring. And I know that sounds really horrible to say because a lot of women just want to be a homebody. They just want to be comfy and not have to do anything and just chill. And that's fine if you're single. But if I was married to my husband, I would still have my hobbies. I would not be telling him everything I'm up to. I'll be leaving the house looking good.
That is already a red flag right there. First thing I noticed is the gaslighting at the beginning of this clip. It's not even a long one. The gaslighting at the beginning of the clip. You're basically trying to shame women for having structure. You're trying to make it appear as if all their freedoms and rights were stripped away from them just because they have order and boundaries. You're trying to demonize principles and make them look like, oh, he's a villain because he doesn't want you to be out and about putting yourself in harm's way or potentially bringing things into this household that could destroy it. Good job. I love how you started this off. I shouldn't have even been surprised. And then she goes on to say, oh, I'm not telling him everything that I'm doing. What? Yeah, I better listen very close to that. You're not about to tell him everything that you're doing. So that means that he doesn't have to tell you everything that he's doing, and he doesn't have to give you everything that he's got either, right? So we're keeping secrets. Gotcha.
So that he constantly feels like he has to keep my attention. A lot of people will disagree with that and say that when you're married, why should you make your partner compete for your love? You're marrying a man. Men thrive when there's competition. Men are in competition with other men. And I believe your husband should never stop competing for your heart. He needs to remember why he's your husband. He needs to understand that if he wants to remain your husband, then he needs to keep on pulling it out of the bag. And if you can't do that anymore, you're leaving with half.
Yeah. She sound like one of them. You definitely sound like one of them, ma'am. I do agree. You have to keep the spark going in the marriage, but stop making it look like, oh, it's his responsibility solely to do that. Like it's up to him to nurture, protect. He has this long ass laundry list of responsibilities. It's all on him. You don't have to do shit, but keep secrets, do little side missions outside of the house. Don't tell him. And then pick and choose when you want to pour into this person. And if he has any type of rules or standards or boundaries whatsoever, it's going to be a problem and you're going to leave. As soon as the routine gets to where it's unbearable for you and you can't dress how you want and you can't do certain things that is disrespectful to him because you want to do it, you're leaving. Or it's going to be an issue. And you're going to make his life miserable. So he has to show up for you at 100%, but you only have to give 70. That's what I got from that. I'm glad you opened your mouth and them glasses, and just I can just look at you and tell that you're a problem. Definitely a problem. And I guarantee she's single. Single, or she got a roster of dudes that she pick and choose from according to her own lust and desires. And you bend for one person and not for the other one. Because anybody with any type of structure whatsoever that decide to lock in with you, they're not about to have you playing around with them like that. And it go vice versa. You delusional though. You absolutely tripping and think that this is a one-sided situation. Am I reading this wrong? I'm not saying you don't have your freedoms. I'm not saying that you go into a relationship and you got handcuffs on you and all that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to have a certain level of respect for your person. You can't just go in there and think you're just going to run all over them and it's your way. And the same way he got to compete for you, guess what? You got to compete to keep him too. I don't know why y'all think it's all about you. It's not.
Welcome aboard the flight. This is pilot Pusha talking. We going back to Memphis and coming straight from New Orleans. The estimated time of arrival is about an hour, and I can turn you ghost if you try and play with my power. So when you look up and see the sun flashing, stay in your seat. If the flight attendant say you making trouble, then we got beef. The turbulence might get rocky. You better not spill your food. This is brand new plane. If you get it messy,